he's being shifted off it.
Well, history tends to say that these finals are pretty tight games, Jim. Yeah. Same again, do you think?
Yeah, the odds are that's always likely to be the case, Peter, but I'd like to think that fortune will favour the brave here.
So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, what more can we say, Peter, about Phil Foden? Described as so good and fundamental to his team, and some of the best brains in football have said that. He deserves it. He's got to be one of the most exciting players of his generation. What a talent.
I think the opposition defence agree too. He's going to be the source of so many of their headaches. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Patience, the overwhelming virtue in this game so far. And it's Dembele. Anderson gets a foot in here. Now it's Foden, played out towards the right wing. Chips it through, gets his head on it! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Now it's Foden. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Anderson. Now this could be a chance. And here's Foden. Foden purring through the gears.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
The other side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Koundé. Olise. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Burn. It's a really well-measured ball. That's Beckham. Can he get it through? Look at the space here. And the shots! Perilously close.
And that's exactly the type of adventure we want to see in a final too, Peter, and it's a pity it didn't cause the net to bulge.
Not the most convincing of passes. Saliba. And it's Koundé. Olise. Looking for options for movement. Nice control. To Gerrard. It's a pretty loose pass.
Foden. They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Foden going face-to-face with his great rival. Foden! Brilliant from Foden! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. And on this biggest of stages, he opens the scoring. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Well, talking about big game mentality, here we go.
Now that's well seen too.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Now it's Beckham. Tries one from range. And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, you get a sense, Peter, that he could almost get to anything today.
Beckham plays it short. Crosses it in. And that's the keeper's ball. France are looking to go forward now. Gordon. Foden is onto this. Oh, good effort!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And here's Gordon. And the shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Yeah, I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.
And he can clear it away. Oh, good spread. So we are halfway through this final. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. So, Jim Beglin, halfway through, what are your thoughts for the final so far?
England really need to keep their focus now, Peter. They have the all-important lead, but their opponents are going to come at them with everything they've got in the second half, so they can't afford any switching off.
Half-time then, just 45 minutes between us and the climax of it all. England can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break.
Que tout le monde accueille chaleureusement nos joueurs sur le terrain.
The whistle goes, we're off and running. England currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Flings in. Oh, good! Oh, crossbar! He doesn't look too happy with that.
Gerrard could easily have kept that down. He shouldn't have brought the crossbar into play.
Upamecano. And it's Hernandez. And Cherki, well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Skillfully cut out, he is so at ease on the ball. Tchouaméni tries to clear. He's on it. Big chance! And it's in! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. That was fabulous, the most adept of touches, the smoothest of finishes.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter.
England are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
You can really sense how...
He's in, must be! There's the shot! It's bounced back off the post. Tchouaméni.
Well, they've stamped some authority on things, but how much more authority can be generated?
Tries to play it through. The less said about that pass, the better. Gibbs-White. Rice. Gerrard, with his sights permanently trained on that bottom corner. He's found a way through. Now it's Gordon. Oh, perfectly measured that. Chance, surely! Yes! And they are disappearing out of sight. And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Goes for a shot! No, he's missed it.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 24.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Yeah, they have to do something to change the status quo.
Gordon needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Yeah, as you'd expect, Peter, that defence ought to...
He's having a shot! Goal! Untouchable, remorseless, relentless, a class of their own. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement and certainty of outcome.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
England are having a ball here.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Over to the right flank. Gibbs-White. Now, can they get... And a chance! It's in! And that takes him up to double figures, the first significant goal-scoring landmark.
It's a mass exodus now. Certain sections of the stadium are leaving in droves, and you can't blame them.
Le numéro 20.
England are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Anderson. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Beckham making good progress on the right-hand side. Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Koundé. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Into the last quarter of an hour. And that has put paid to that.
France truly seem to be at loggerheads in trying to sort this out. Is it the passing or the movement that's the problem?
He's having a hit! Oh, wow, that's crazy!
Some of those players look totally lost out there now, Peter, and you can't blame them.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
France can make their change now with a break in play.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy. This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Beckham. Now here's the delivery. Chance for a shot! And no mistake. There is a man right at the top of his game, and he just knows it.
Well, it's a goal fest, and the fact it's so one-sided now is getting scary.
And that means just one thing. Match ball.
This is such a dominant performance. The defence are sick of the sight of it, but he doesn't look finished just yet. Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to...
He's going for goal! Oh, there was plenty on that. England couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Tries to cross. Deflected behind for a corner kick. That has been knocked clear. And now a sudden chance to counter.
Il y aura 6 minutes de temps additionnel.
Not the most accurate pass. Now it's Foden. Here's a chance! Owen! Sensational! A finish right from the top draw. How many? Just how many? The gulf in class is vast.
Well, this is turning into a real hammering now, Peter. They're demoralised.
To repay that fate.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
That is good alertness. Chouameni. And it's Dembele. And that's it. A tale of triumph that started pretty much with the conclusion of last season and ends with the realisation of the ultimate dream for this set of players who are on top of the world, winners of football's ultimate game, its ultimate competition.
Well, Peter, they've been magnificent in this tournament, and I've loved the way they've approached every game so meticulously. But alas, time has beaten us, so all that remains is for me to thank you for joining us, and we bid you farewell. Bye-bye for now.
Merci.